Diddy lens on. Hold on. Huh. Alright, let's see if we can make this thing work. Definitely didn't like the other platform, but I might like this one. So I can actually see what I'm doing. Nice. Here we go. Ready? Okay. So now I'm a little darker, but you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Okay? Do this. Alright, check out the difference. Okay. Try this again with the Diddy clip. So this is black. I'm using Italian soft glass. See how you can see what I'm doing now? It's kind of exciting. Alright, so I'm going to heat up the steel and then I'm going to heat up the glass. And then we're going to attach the glass to the end of the steel. Okay. So a little tiny bit. I want this to be a pretty small bee. When they make them too big, they're too big. I've made them really, really big before and they're just monsters. So we don't want monster bees. We want cute little tiny sweet bees. That's what I'm looking for. So we just stamp mashers. Squish. So it's flat. And the yellow on the other side. This color's a little poppy. You gotta make sure you keep both hands in the fire so everything's hot. Okay, so now we've got that yellow in there. We got our stamp mashers. We're going to squish it. There will be squishing. Squishity squash that top. And again, we are making bees today. So these are little plant pokers with bees on them and silly little cartoon faces. Because we need a little bit of levity in the world, and I feel like these little bees can do that sometimes because they're ridiculous and sweet. And I think we need more time and space in the world for ridiculous and sweet. I'm going to try and add a little bit more to one side than I do to the other side, because that one side that's large is going to be the head area where we're going to add the head. And the smaller side is going to be where the bum is, the little bee bum. kind of looks like a little sandwich of yellow on either side and black in the middle. Blah blah! I am making a glass bee. What do you do? It's a glass bee. It's Italian soft glass, and I'm a lamp worker. Ben Mert. All right. Okay, all right. How you doing? I'm gonna put black on either side of it. So I've got one black line and two yellow bits on either side of it. So I'm adding, ooh, can't get too impatient with it. You try and heat it too fast, it pops. Can't do that. Yeah, don't we all wish? Don't we all wish? So what do you guys think? Do you think it's better with or without the ditty? With or without? What do you think? Do you like it with or without the lens? Anybody? Hello. How you doing, Ben Mert? I'm gonna put black on the other side. I am in Manitou Springs, Colorado. I'm in the United States, where we're all a little nervous. Hi, Sugi from Kyle, Texas. What's happening? How are you? It's a great day to have a great day, y'all. No lens, you think? All right. I'll leave without the lens. I think that maybe I'll just do the lens when I do Patreon or if I do classes and stuff. Hola from Ohio. What's happening, Max and Anna McPherson? Pearson? Hello. How's everyone doing this fine Saturday? It's nice outside, but I got glass to make. It's true. Into the dungeon with me. Older sister, huh? All right. Yeah. I'm in my 50s. A little older. It's true. I'm owning it. I bear witness that Muhammad is a messenger of... Okay. Do your thing. Do your thing. Rain. Oh, man, I will trade you. Heck. We would love some rain here in Colorado, I must say. It has been a very, very, very dry winter. Like, abnormally weird dryness here. It's a little weird. Not a fan. Like, as a Coloradan, we're used to having winter and being able to, be in piles of snow and kind of shut down for a little while. We didn't get that this year at all. We would love some rain. My goodness. That would be so nice. So this is a bee. He's coming along. Gotta melt it all out. There we go. Alright, it looks like so far. So these we've got what? Three black stripes and 3 yellow stripes right now, so I gotta add the other stripes. What we're doing. Add the one to the back. Yeah, I would love some rain up in here, I tell you what. I could use some rain. Little bit of black there. Welcome to 2 o'clock torch time with J9. I am here at 2 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, so whatever time it is where you live right now is about the time that I'm going to be on, if I'm going to come online at all. So search for me around this time, because this is where I will be. Yellow. Alright, I'm going to put this yellow down and melt it down and then swoosh it, and then we are going to put a little bit more black on that, and that little bit of black will be the last little part of the bead to make the whole thing, for the big whole body at least. And we make the head, and then we do the eyes, and then we do the wings, and then he goes in the kiln. That's the process. Yellow and then black again. Alright, that's the little bee bum. That's the end of the little body. And then we're going to use gravity to make sure it has a nice drop. That a little bit bigger, make that be the bee bud. So I need to flatten that, but I did. So I'm going to make this a little bit pointier, and make that little stinger area. Little bee bum. Yeah, I wish it was raining here. It's a beauty out there today, it really is, but it's okay. Maybe we'll leave here about 4 or 5, and it'll be nice then too. We actually had some snow yesterday, which was a miracle because we really need it. Okay. Just going to let that drop for a second. Now I'm going to build the head back up. What up, friends, bros? 72, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? I am making little glass bees today. Bees and beads. Also, my website is j9glass.art. Definitely check it out if you have a chance. And I teach classes here at the Manitou Art Center, which is located in Manitou Springs, Colorado. I teach glass bead making, so you learn how to make glass beads, which have been done for thousands of years, I should add, all over the world. Different techniques. They didn't have fancy blowtorches like this, but glass is a very old art form. Glass bead making specifically. And the thing that's also kind of cool about it is that after the humans are all gone, and we are gone into, whatever, a long time from now, hopefully, the glass stays exactly like it does the damn makeup. One eye, 2 eyes, right now I'm melting down. dark aqua. Alright, now I'm going to put little black dots inside of those white and blue dots to make the eyes. This one has one big eye and one little eye. I think we're all feeling like that a lot lately. A lot like that lately. That's how I've been feeling lately. That's the body. Now we're going to put wings on them. One wing on one side. Just spin it and melt it out, and then I'm going to squish it with these stamp mashers to make that wing. One wing. One wing. There we go. Squashing. Voila! One stinking cute bee. And off into the kiln with it. Up in the kiln. Off to the kiln with you. Okay, so the next thing we're going to make is I am going to make some rainbow beads on white. So I'm going to do white first, and then I'm going to put dots of color all the way around, and I'm going to alternate those dots with clear, and then I'm going to melt it all down, and then put more clear over top of those that will turn into lines. It's really weird. It's like you make dots that make lines. Okay, you got to do the steel hot first. It's got to be hot enough to accept the glass. I'm going to make like a medium-sized spacer here. I'm going to make two of them, one right next to the other. Okay. There we go, there's one. Do another one right next to it. Down a little bit, and then we're going to make the other one a little bit bigger so they're the same size. We really want to try and get these the same size, but they need to be a little bit bigger discs if I'm going to fit 6 dots with space in between for each one. So there's 2 white ones. We're going to add a little bit more glass to it. One more layer, I'd say, should do it. There's one layer on the first one on the left. We're going to add it to the one on the right. melt it all out. And then we're going to apply the opaque colored dots before we add the clear. So you want them about the same size. Those are real close. Good enough. I like it. Okay, ready. Orange. You know, just a tiny little bit of space in between the two dots. Yellow. Hey, Annie. There's the sweetest man in the universe. Did you guys know? Green. Oop. Hi, blue glow. Hey, Ben. Green. I'm gonna do blue and purple. Hello, Michael Ochino. How you doing? Here we go. Blue. And then we're gonna do purple. And this is EDP, Evil to Vitrifying Purple. Hello, Dream New Earth. How you doing? What's up? Last one a little tough. I kind of squeeze it on in there. Okay, so now I've got little dots on them. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put little clear dots in between those. What that's going to do is when I melt everything out, it's going to make all these opaque colors into stripes. It's kind of a neat thing, I think. So little clear bits. Here we go. Yes, I'm making glass beads, Dream New Earth. That is exactly what I'm doing. So I'm making rainbow striped glass beads, and I'm using Italian soft glass. All the rods come in different colors, and I'm using a stationary blowtorch to melt them. And yeah, it melts at about 1800, almost 2000 degrees. And then you gotta slow cool everything. So this is the dots turning to stripes. Right. Now I'm going to put clear dots on the other one. And it's also important that you make sure that you keep both of them warm. They don't need to be red hot. They just need to be kept warm. Like, you can't forget about them. Do not neglect the second bead if you're making two of them. It will crack. Okay. Alright. Keep all them up. Too hot, especially the white. The white likes to get bubbly. Let's be careful of the white. The white, if you get it too hot, it will get bubbly. So I'm going to put a clear line. See how they're striped? I'm going to put a clear line through them. I don't have to, but I sure do like to encase things. So I'm going to put one small clear line through the very center of it, and then we're going to melt it down. And what that does, it kind of stretches the lines out. Also makes for a thicker, bigger bead. Did you learn this from somewhere, or are you self-taught? Actually, thank you for asking a question, Dream New Earth. I have been doing glass bead making for 25 years. I started in 1999. actually 26 years at this point. And yeah, I went to a bead store in Dillon, Colorado, because I'd been making little seed bead jewelry when I was young. When I was little, I used to make seed bead jewelry and like weave them and stuff. And so I went to this bead store when I first moved to Colorado. Oh, there's something going on outside. They're cheering. I don't know what they're doing. Anyways, I went to a bead store and I found all these beads and I saw them in this vase. This lady that had this bead store had this big vase of glass beads. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been buying beads since I was like 10. Where did you get them? She says, oh, my husband makes them. And I looked at her and I'm like, what do you mean he makes them? Makes the beads? You don't make the beads. The beads just appear. But check it out, it is incorrect. That is not how the beads show up. You have to make them. So, yeah. So he gave me a book. Anyway, so I told him I'm sorry, I got off track there. The music's a little too loud. So she told me, she says, oh, my husband makes them. I'm like, what do you mean makes them? She says, oh, well, I'd like to have you over to our house and maybe he'll give you a lesson. I'm like, all right. So they invited a stranger over to their house to do this and left me alone in their studio with their torch, which I thought was pretty cool. And sold me a book and my first torch and off I went. So I am self-taught. Honestly, at the end of the day with glass, but I've learned lots of different techniques from a lot of different people over the years. And there's a lot of different ways to manipulate the glass. There really are. I mean, there's a lot of different kinds of glass. There's a lot of different techniques. It's really a very interesting, fun, cool thing to do. I'm a fan. Anyways, that is the question. Hopefully that answered your question. I got a little spaced out there. We had people cheering on the outside. The music was too loud. So I don't know if anybody else has a little bit of ADHD, but for me, if that too much is going on at once, I kind of sizzle out. I don't know about y'all, but that's what happens to me. Alright, I want them to be even, flat. These are my mashers. Oh, these are going to be so pretty. They remind me of fruit stripe gum. You remember that stuff, anybody? They only had flavor for like 3 minutes and then it was out. And suddenly you're just chewing on a piece of plastic. But I remember this. That's kind of what this reminds me of. Little fruit stripe gum earrings. You're making me, haha, I felt it. Night copper jewelry, silk walking sticks, so hats with buttons. Nice. Very cool. Yes. Cool. Fun. Yeah, you gotta make stuff. I think making stuff is the thing that we get to do that's really important. If you're a maker, you gotta make stuff. Ooh, there's more cheering going on outside. That's kind of exciting. It's funny, when I was living in Manitou, I live up the pass now, but when I was living in Manitou, they have these big runs up the mountain. And so in the morning at like 8 o'clock in the morning, they start the race, and they you fire off a gun 8 o'clock in the morning, and then they have all these people cheering. And if you have your window open when they're doing the races, it's a really fun thing to wake up to if you didn't realize that it was race day. You wake up going, oh, hey, that doesn't suck at all. I get used to that. Great. Alright, these are looking pretty good. I'm making sure that they're the same size. I feel like they are close enough. Oh, you're in Belgium. Awesome. I am in the United States. I know, it's not my fault. I didn't do it. I swear to you I didn't vote for him. But yeah, I am in Colorado. Now they go in the kiln. Off the kiln. Little rainbow beads are so cute. Okay. What are we doing next? I think I'm going to make another bee. I gotta keep up with my bee inventory. I've got a big order of little glass bees that are going to go to Santa Fe, to this gallery that I show in. But then first Friday is in 2 weeks, so I have to have enough. So, we're gonna make lots of cheering out there, huh, Lisa? Yeah. Is it for you? No? All right. I can't hear you, sweetheart. Oh, well, there you go. Yes, Lisa, that's all for you. Now it's time for the parade. Yay! Oh, heck yeah, I'm into it. All right. Don't they do that in New Orleans? I think they do that for like people's birthdays. They like pin money to them. I think that's a thing. Maybe you should just say it's your birthday. Oh my. Have a nice day. Okay, gotta gather at the end. Just stand mashers. Belgium, wow, awesome. Thank you. Check out my website. It's at j9glass.art. That's my website. I also do sculptures and I paint a bit. I do jewelry, I make chain, I make all sorts of weird stuff. I don't know if it's so weird, but it's just the stuff I make. Yeah. I've never been to Belgium, but I do know about your chocolate. I'm aware of your chocolate. And your beer. I don't drink beer really, but I'm a tequila girl myself. I just subscribed even though I saw you do not post much. Actually, I don't post a lot, but I do lives. I do a lot of lives. Thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate that. I will subscribe back to you. Yeah, I don't post a whole lot. I used to post a lot more on the TikToks, but I've decided to switch to YouTube. So here I am. So there will be more videos, I know. I probably should make more videos. Really, I should make them every day. I don't mind doing that. Should post all my lives, yeah. What do you mean by posting them? Like, before I do it, I can post it? I'm really new to this, by the way. Like, I've been doing the glass a long time, but the computer stuff's a little... I'm definitely not super savvy. We are learning. Sometimes I post the highlights from my lives. Oh, record my live, then post it. It's a good idea. Huh. All right. I will work on doing that for the next sesh. So I do little videos here and there for other social media platforms. I do, I have a Facebook and an Instagram. So Instagram's J9Life, and my Facebook is J9Glass. Yeah, I'll definitely record my lives and then post it. It's a great idea. I just started doing Tuesday Torch Time. Hello, Rashid. How you doing? I just started doing lives regularly, so I'm doing the 2 o'clock lives. There are people who will enjoy watching. It's soothing too without music or noise. But, yeah, I have a little bit of music going on, but it's very chill. Oh, that one's crooked. There we go. Yeah, glass is magical stuff. It really is. There's some weird, cool stuff. You like it crooked? Yeah. Well, for the bees, though, it throws the whole body off for me. I try and make the bees pretty consistent. I gotta get looser with shape for sure. You know, I gotta start getting back into trying to figure out how to, like, you know, cut the glass and twist it and make it do all these weird things. And at this point, I just like to make patterns and things and put clear over them and make them look really detailed. So, you enjoy a crooked bead necklace? I will see how crooked I can make them. Right now I'm making bees, because these guys are for, like a bee for a gallery. So these are plant stakes. Now when I make beads, B-E-A-D-S, I put the clay, which is a bead release, on the ends of the mandrels. And black on the other side. So anybody that's not tried playing with glass, I recommend you try it. If you're not too scared of fire, play with the glass. This is Italian soft glass. I do teach classes here in Manitou Springs, Colorado. If you want to come on out, I can recommend places to stay and whatever. But yeah, wherever you are, definitely look into glass bead making. It is cool stuff. It's fun. Nothing is quite like the glass. I make strange shapes with copper wire. I like bracelets that are not too orderly. I have real stones on it. Cool. Nice. Yeah, my bracelets are pretty orderly. After I'm done with this bee, I'll go grab some out of my case and show you. So my studio is the Manitou Art Center. We are the largest maker space in the state of Colorado. We have classes in almost everything, like dyeing fabric or welding or woodworking or anything you think of. Pretty much if you can dream it up, you can figure out how to make it here with the teachers that are here that can teach stuff. And we all learn from each other. It's pretty neat. So we are a maker space, and check out the Manitou Art Center, Manitou Springs, Colorado, if you are around, or if you are in the area. Melting down, we're melting down. All right. I think I am going to leave that one for the head. We're going to start adding the yellow in the back part. Usually when I start creating the bee, I figure out which end I want it to be what. I mean, I can add more glass or take it away, but when it gets a little crooked, it's sort of hard to tell. Anyway. We're cheering. Melt that down. Gravity kind of make it hang a little bit. Tamp it down again. Then we're gonna add black and make that last little bit from the back end of the bee. Don't put it in your mouth, it's too hot. And it's glass. Yeah, it's a bee, so I'll show you in a second when I melt down this little back end part of the little bone. So the bottom part is actually still hot, which is why it's good. Okay. I'm going to squish out the top part that I'm going to put the head on, and then we're going to put black on the top. Okay, and then we're going to make the head. Hi Sky, how you doing? Hello. Welcome. Just nobody in here but us melting stuff, people. There we go. Adding the black glass. Alright. Once I got a nice gather on there, we're gonna melt that out. And then we wait, we melt it out. So with soft glass, you don't want to get too close to the torch tip, because if you do, it'll get too hot. It'll cook the heck out of the glass, and you don't want to do that. Melt it all around so that there isn't any more seam, so you can't see where I added it. Ooh, more cheering. So they had a poetry workshop here today at the Mac, and yeah, I'm just in here doing this. But there are poets everywhere today. It's kind of cool. I love that. Poetry people everywhere. There's like 80 people here today taking a poetry workshop. What they're cheering about, I do not know. But they're poets. So I'm going to let them have their inspiration of joy. The eyes, I'm going to put blue on here. You can do a bead with a poppy inside, see-through colorless glass. A bead with a poppy inside. I'm afraid I do not understand what you mean. Sorry, I don't understand Dream New Earth. Can you do a bead with a poppy inside, see-through colorless glass? So you want to be able to see the flower inside of it? I make flowers, sure. As far as poppies go, I'm sure that I could. Today I'm making beads for a bracelet, though, and I'm doing bees. I don't really do special requests for things. Really, I did a thimble the other day, though. Somebody asked for a thimble, and I couldn't get it off the mandrel. But I probably can do that. As far as a poppy goes, I haven't done any poppies specifically. I do flowers. I grow poppies. I've got beautiful poppies that come up every year. At least they came up last year. So the thing is, I can do things like that, but I'm not going to do it live. I think that that's what the main thing is. Yes, I can do that. Am I doing it live? Nope. Sorry. There's boundaries. Making little bees today. I do put flowers on a lot of my beads and a lot of my work, actually. Have you ever made glass animals? Nope. I make bees. I don't make glass animals. No, it doesn't really interest me. I like making the bees, but I don't really have an interest in that, so no, I don't make those. Check out my website, j9glass.art. That's all you see underneath. j9glass.art. Yeah, I haven't made glass animals. It's just not something I want to do. There we go. This is a glass animal. There we go. Look at these. And it only goes. Thank you. I'm going to make some more beads now. I'm going to be making a bracelet that I want to have black and white rainbow beads that go all the way around, like the ones I just made. So we're going to make more of those because I think that's going to be a super cute bracelet. So I can only make 2 of those at a time. Like I might be able to make more at a time, but I don't think I want to because I feel like it can go badly. Yeah, I don't do glass animals. I like the band glass animals, and I know people that make glass animals, but nope, I don't make glass animals. I'm more of a flower girl. Yeah, it's nice to have YouTube Live so I can just sort of, this is what I'm doing today, this is what I have to make for my inventory for the shows that I do. So I do craft shows and I do things like that, but I'm trying to figure out how to pump up my website, which is why I'm doing so many lives, so I can get people to come check out my website. New jewelry is going to be coming up pretty soon. The bees are already up there if you want to check it out. That's j9glass.art is the website. Alright, so now I'm going to put rainbow dots all the way around, one by one. So we start with red. It's white and very bubbly. Just to match the white. It can be no. Okay, red dots first. Red. Yellow. Green. I think you can put a text in the line that says stays for people to read, to put your site and say what you do. Yeah, I have it in the description. I totally do. It's in the description for this live. Yes, it is, ma'am. Thank you so much for that help, though. I'm still learning it, so any and all information is good for me. Thank you. All right, purple. It's kind of like a lavender. It's sort of like a pinky purple, but the soft glass, the other option is making it a transparent color. And I don't know, I think this purple will do. There's actually new purples I really haven't messed with. But can you also put it in the chat to stay? Oh, kind of hard for me to do while I'm on Torch. I will put them in there next time I do my live right when I start. Right? Yeah, I could do that. Good idea. I will do that. Thank you again, Dream New Earth, for that tip. I like the beads just with the bubbles, yeah. I make a lot of those too. Not for these guys. The ones I'm making right now are going to be melted out as lines. But I love the ones with I make little super duper tiny ones with the little balls on the end of them. They're really cute. Sometimes I can't help it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I did it. There we go. The white does not like me today. It might be running a little hot. Okay. Now I'm going to do it so it turns stripes, see that? I'll make some of the beads with just the little bubbles. They're really cute like that. So when you are red hot, you got to get it out of the flame. It does, just because it's red hot and it's molten doesn't necessarily mean you want to keep it in the flame. With soft glass, most of your work is actually done outside the flame. Okay. Line it clear. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is make a rainbow space. I made this latticino. This is a twisted cane. It's rainbow twisted cane. And I will put little bubbles on that one. And that'll be really cute. So we're melting out that line of clear I just done the one on the left. And here we go, melting it down. Yeah, I gotta figure out like a YouTube Live Academy or something. Learn how to get the advertising going. Because honestly, I've been doing shows a long time, and they are a lot of work, and they're exhausting. And if I can, is that a wand to mix drinks? It's pretty. Nope. Oh, what, this or this? No, I'm making beads. These are both glass beads. So what it is there is steel, so it's a steel rod, and on the steel I have what's called bead release on it, and the bead release makes it to where the glass does not stick to the steel. The orange twisted thing. Oh, this. No, this is a latticino. So this is a twisted cane, and this is what I'm going to use to make beads as well. So I made this earlier by putting lines on clear and then twisting it out. Ben's still here. Hi, Ben. Benny, Ben. Alright. So much cheering out there. It's great. Yay. Alright. Alright, I think I'm going to put a little bit more clear on there. These are awfully cute. Let me show you. Fruit striped gum beads. Right? One more little line of clear, I think. I'm going to make it a little bit chunkier. Just a little bit. Just a little chunkier. Just a little bit. One more line of clear on each. Yeah, so this is how glass beads are made. Thank you so much, Gina Johnson Smith. Thank you so much, Gina. Yeah, the rainbow beads are super cute. I'm excited about them. I'm going to make them into a bracelet. So these are all going to go into one bracelet. So it's all going to be black and white with rainbow stripes. And it should be a pretty cool bracelet. I'm doing a Pride show in July, and I'm going to make sure I keep my rainbow stuff up to snuff. Besides, I love making rainbow stuff. It's so colorful and fun and happy. Thank you so much, Gina. Yeah, they're cute. So these are the white ones. I'm going to make black ones next. Oh, actually, no. I am going to show you my bracelets so you can see what I'm making these beads for. So let me just finish this one. Pride show. Pride is for Gay Pride. So we have Pride Month here in the States. And so I am going to be showing my support. And yeah, and everybody loves rainbows. Everybody loves rainbows. Come on. Okay, so here we go. they're actually more round than they look. The bending of the glass kind of makes them look like they're not super stable, but they're actually pretty round. So I'm gonna put this in the kiln, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab the bracelet so you can see what the bracelets look like. I'll be right back in 1 second. Or actually, why don't you? No, let's not have you come with me. It's tricky to take you with me, so I'll be right back. What does the kiln do for the beads? So the beads, field trip, the beads actually need to go in the kiln. What that does is so the kiln right now is at 923 degrees. And when I put them in the heat, in the flame, it's about 1800 degrees. So what it's going to do, is gotta let it cool down just enough to where it's solid, and then I put it in the kiln, and I leave it in the kiln until I have all my beads in there for the whole day. And then after I'm done for the day, I'm going to turn off the torch. I set the kiln to start doing its soak to get all the stress out of the glass, and then it starts to slow cool. And it cools for a long time. So some of these beads are really small. They don't need a whole lot of that, but we do it anyways because it makes them stronger and less stress in the glass. So that's why you put them in the kiln. So did that answer your question? These are my bracelets. This is some of them. So that's the bracelet. That's one, the green one, and then I did a blue one. So I make all the beads for them. And then this one, I put blue zirconia in it. Thank you so much, Gina. I appreciate that. So that's what these are. And then here's the yellow one. I love this one best because I love orange and yellow. So little tiny flowers and stuff. So that's what the bracelets look like. So I only have 4 of them. I have 5 of them. I have also a New Orleans one too. And I gotta make them for shows for the summer, so we gotta have more of them. So yeah, the sunshine yellows, I love it so much. All the bright oranges and yellows, sunshine colors are my favorite. Actually, I should be wearing that right now because it does match my outfit. So we're gonna wear it. They are $100 for the bracelet. I do have a purple and green one that has matching earrings. Do you want to see it? And I can do purple and turquoise. The purples are sort of weird though. I have this purple. It's kind of like it's called EVP, Evil Vitrifying Purple. It's like a pastel purple. But then I also have like a dark transparent purple that's kind of hard to see. But yeah, send me a message. So yeah, they're $100 for the bracelet, and that's before shipping. And actually, I should charge more, but I don't because the right now everything is more expensive because of the stupid tariffs. Yeah. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you this one. Then you're gonna like it. Hold on. Let me get one more. Another road trip. Ready? This is how I have it displayed in my case. So those are the earrings, and that's the bracelet. So yeah. All right. This over here. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Gina. More coffee. Oh, I have more iced coffee. I'm also going to pour some coffee. So, give me a second. That's more pink. Yeah, the purple's a little bit more pink. Like I have, purple's kind of tricky. Like I have this. You really can't see that. It's a very dark, transparent purple that when I put it over periwinkle, I'll make some earrings so you can kind of see it. If you put it over periwinkle, it kind of shows up. But it's the purples are sort of weird in glass. You're not a Barbie girl? I get it. Yeah, the purple, I do have a darker one, so I can show you how that looks. Let me get some coffee. Okay. Iced coffee that I've had in my bag next to a freezer pack. Go. Oh yes, come to mama. Double coffee. Another coffee this late. I'm gonna be late tonight. Here we go. Do it. It's called the Manitou Art Center. No, almond grace. It's Manitou Art Center. Definitely check out Manitou Springs, Colorado. It's a cute little tiny town that's right up against the mountain. It's up next to Pikes Peak, so it's right at the base of the mountain. And it's really beautiful here. It's an adorable little town. It really is. When you're in Colorado, come to Manitou Springs. We also have a penny arcade and 6 mineral drinking springs. It's pretty rad, and a hot springs. It's a pretty rad little town. It really is. So, anyways, I'm going to show you what what that purple looks like. It's hard to find. There we go. That's it. So actually, black glass actually is dark purple, but you really have to stretch it out thin to make it look purple. So I'm going to use the actual purple with this periwinkle blue, so you can kind of see it. All right, let's do the thing. Just so you know, Gina, I also teach classes in bead making. So if you'd like to take a class from me, I'm available at the Manitou Art Center. You go to manitouartcenter.org, I believe it is. You can ask about classes there. You can hit me up and I can organize a schedule for you so you can be here if you want to learn. Come play with fire with me. I want to. So this is periwinkle. I'm going to heat up my steel rod that has the clay on it first. Yeah, do it. Okay, I'm going to flash in this periwinkle. So you always want to flash in your color. We're working with soft glass. Some colors are more poppy than others. And what I mean by poppy is that if you take your rod and just throw it into the hot glass, into the hot flame, it will shatter the tip. So it's just the thermal shock. The cold going straight into super hot. That's very hot. Like I said, we're melting in 1800 degrees here. So that red part is very hot, right? But, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to melt down this periwinkle. I think I'm running a little hot right now. There we go. Need a bushier flame. This is a much better flame for this. I work with boro as well, and it's important to do a nice bushy flame when you're working with soft glass, but you want kind of a sharper flame when you're working with borosilicate glass. Okay. And then we're going to do the same technique with this that I did with the other one, stripes. I could do an online course, but you need all the tools for it. And I thought about doing a Patreon, so people that already have their tools and stuff set up and they got all their things, I can totally do a Patreon. I would totally consider that. I'd like to really make more of my stuff online. Doing stuff physical, like doing shows and all that is actually, it's a lot. So trying to make it more streamlined to be online. So this blue one's a little bit bigger. Let's give this right one a little bit more. Yeah, I could totally do a Patreon and an online class, but I also want to do them here because the thing that's cool about here is that we have a makerspace. So after you take the class with me, it's a 2-hour-long class, and if you get a membership to the Manitou Arts Center, you can go in and use a torch, which is kind of a big deal. Like, you don't have to buy all the equipment. Alright, so I'm going to take purple dots and I'm going to put this dark transparent purple. We're going to do dots of this all the way around each one. And you want to make the dots kind of tall. Like, place it and then pull up so that it kind of leaves a little bit more of a gather. Yep. And put clear in between all those. Whoops. Sorry. Okay, and melt them down. Not too hot. If you get it too hot, it will develop bubbles. Okay, so now we got a stripe on one and we've got dots on the other one, so we're going to put clear in between the purples. Fantastic. Okay, we got clear in between the purples, and now we're going to have purple stripes with the with the periwinkle. Do you want to try and do turquoise? I can do turquoise too. I've got a really beautiful turquoise. I think I'm going to do it different than the stripes though. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to take the clear. I'm going to put a line of clear in the very center of each one of these. Okay. Clear in the center of the first one, melt it all down. So I've got one going. You gotta keep spinning it. When it's red hot, it is on the move. Okay. So this is a purple and periwinkle, but I can also make a purple and turquoise as well. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. That's turquoise. That's periwinkle purple. All right. Actually, I'm going to do a periwinkle and purple set. So I'm going to do 2 spacers, and then I'm going to do 2 discs. And when I do the discs, I need to have... that already pulled out. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to do 2 purple spacers, and then we're going to do a blue disc with purple dots on it. Okay. And just so y'all know, I usually do my lives at 2 o'clock during the week. If I'm going to do it at all, it'll be at 2 o'clock. So for me, sometimes I do it every day, and sometimes on this day, or sometimes I'm away. But if I'm on torch at 2, you'll be there too. Okay, here we go. Make 2 spacers, just tiny little guys right now. And then we're going to make the discs. So 2 little tiny spacers. Now those poets are a rock bunch. Okay, there's 2. And now I'm going to do that periwinkle again. And I'm going to make it into a disc, and I'm going to put dots on it. Alright, kind of medium, not too big. That big old bubble in it. It appears it still does. This bead is acting now. There we go. Show you his boss little bead. Alright. Okay, I'm going to try and match that bead right next to it. There we go. Now we're going to take our stringer, this is a purple stringer, and I'm going to put little dots. Wee little dots. Do 5 dots. Yeah, and I'm going to leave these. We're not going to squish those down. We're going to leave them big and bulbous and wonderful. Okay. Go with them. All right. Now I'm going to do some more rainbow ones. So these guys. This is a latticino. This is a twisted cane that I made. I'm going to use it to make beads now. And the way I'm going to use it is we're going to take white, and then I'm going to put this over it, and I'm going to melt it down and clear over that, and I'm going to make big rainbowish looking discs. So that's what we're doing. I know, it's exciting. I don't know if you guys can hear the cheers, but they're not for me. Alright, little tiny baby frame. You don't want to go too big. So yeah, I'll use the Diddy clip when I am teaching classes. Here we go. Showing you guys. Little base bead, like a little white base bead, my base. And make one next to it. I'm so glad they had a great event, the poetry people. Sounds terrible. So I got my white down, and then we're going to take the rainbow, put the rainbow over that. Okay, here we go. Okay, now I'm going to melt that down. Top of the white. And it's going to kind of spread out. Alright. Now we're going to do it to the other side. Okay, I'm going to melt those guys out. I'm melting them down. And then we're going to encase them, and then I'm going to put little clear spheres on them. Balls, if you will. There's clear, and we're going to put clear over it. Needless to say, the bracelet isn't going to get a whole lot of these, or it would be a very expensive bracelet. This would take me forever to make lots of. That is why the bracelets are $100. Maybe they should be more. I don't know, but that's what they're charging. Melt it all down until it's all encased. Alright, now I'm going to go into the other one. Case that one. There we go. Okay. So they're about the same, and now I'm going to put more dots on them. Little bolts. One more. I'm going to let these guys just stick out. So I'm not going to melt them down. They're going to stay like that. And where are y'all watching from? There it is. These are kind of cool. So I like to leave them. Right, those are kind of cool. And they can only go. I also wanted to do a rainbow drop, which means I'm just going to use up the rest of this latticino. I put it on this steel, and I'm going to put a cubic zirconia in the middle of it. Here we go. So I'm making a glass drop with this cubic zirconia in it. So I think for this one I'm going to finish the last little bit of color right here. And then I'm going to encase it, and then I'm going to put the cubic zirconia in it to make it a little bit beefier. Little cubic zirconia in there. Casing on the head of the pin is kind of tricky, so you have to kind of get that your main piece that you're using to encase with super duper hot, and you gotta kind of push into the last, into every layer, into every pass. All right, go. do the top part, you kind of have to manipulate it. It looks like it just does it naturally, but it can get weird. So you have to kind of guide it how you want it, how you want the drop to look. Like, do you want it to be fat? Do you want it to be long? Like, how do you want it to look? So you have to kind of create it. It's funny because I always thought that you just, you know, turn it upside down and whoop, you have your drop. That's not really how it goes. You have to kind of finesse it into the shape that you want. It's going to be a really pretty one. So again, I'm going to put that with a CZ. So I'm going to heat it on one side. Superheat it, and then I'm going to squish it onto a cubic zirconia that is sitting on my marver right next to me. So I caught it on the side there. That's okay. Just going to put a little dot of clear on there, and then we will reshape it again. Go. A little clear dot on that, and then we're going to twist it around and balance it on the head of a pin and get this shape of one. There. Kind of spin it very slowly. It's kind of like juggling. The little twinkle in there, that's a cubic zirconia. Kind of hard to see, but that's okay. I'm going to kill it. Rainbow beads. I think I'm actually going to have to pull some cane for that, or pull some stringers for that, because I'm starting to run out. I got enough for one more set, but then I'm going to have to. This yellow stringer is a little tiny. Let's do that. Little. Need for some small. It's nice to have a lot of yellow stringer. Such a happy color. Yellow. Yeah, we might as well do the other ones too. The orange. Orange. just long strings of the glass so that I can do smaller detail. Some people still use the larger rods to do small detail, but I don't do that. Some do. I do not. I like me a nice, easy stringer. Make things a little easier. Ooh, looks like we got enough of purple. We're good. Where's my red? No, we're good. I'm doing a sweet light red. Actually, I think it's a medium red. Stringer. Try to pull a stringer off, a little tiny stringer. I don't know that I'm probably making it a little more complicated than I needed. That's okay. There we go. Yay, poets. Some green. I might make more green too. There's green. So what I'm doing now is I'm pulling out the glass, drawing it out into long, thin, what's called stringers, so that I can do tiny details. Can you guys hear them cheering in the background? You might not be able to hear that. Okay. Alright. We're going to do it black this time. Purple. It's black. So I'm going to do black with the rainbow colors going all the way around. Give me some heat. We're just going to do 2 at a time. Got your base bead down first. This is my base bead. Bubble base. Bubbly base bead. Okay. Do another one. Just gonna do that a little bigger. Melted down to where I want it. Okay. Here we go. Now it's created. Okay, now we're going to put another one next to it. The black one, the base. are cheering. So fun. Alright, so now I'm going to start with the red. We have done this before, we're going to do it again. Red. Okay, red. Orange. And yellow. Green. We're going to do a blue, and then we're going to do the EDP. Blue. And then we're going to do this purple. Alright, so now we got all our dots. And now we're going to put clear in between all of them. Maybe. Okay. You melt down those dots and then they make stripes. So you melt down the first one, and then we're going to let that one chill out for a minute, and we're going to put clear in between the other ones. Go. Melt that one down. You gotta make sure you're being mindful of the original one. Always go back and forth if you're doing two beads, especially if you're going to be encasing them. Encased beads require a lot more baby than just like spacers or anything that doesn't have any encasing layers on it. Okay. Now I got two disky stripy bits. Can't really see those because they're on black. But we're going to put clear down the middle of each of these. Okay, clear down the middle of them. Okay, there's one that's been encased. We're going to go back and melt that down. That's a nice disc that's showing up here. Very sweet. All right, we're gonna do another one. Put another line in the other one, and then we're gonna do another clear on the original piece. Line O clear. I'm not sure if I like the white with rainbow or the black with rainbow better, so I'm just gonna make a bunch of both of them. We'll see what I end up with. Down, clear line on the disc. Here we go. Once it feels like it's giving, you gotta let it. And put one more line of clear on them. This would be funny, kind of big. Right. It down a little bit more so it's not quite as disc shaped. I don't want it to be a little fatter. There we go. When you melt it down, it gets fatter. Put one more layer on the other one. Yeah, the rainbow stripes are really cute. They're fun. They're fun on black and white. Maybe we could put some on gray too. Gray would be fun. I like bright colors on gray. Alright. Hi there, Strugity. Hi. How you doing? Welcome. Those are cute. Okay, y'all, I'm going to do another 15 minutes with you, and then I'm going to turn off the camera. This is my Snapple box. Okay. I'm going to sign up with another bee. Okay. I'm going to make another bee for plant pokers. And then that'll do it. Here we go. That is purple. Be careful of that. Good. Alright, I'm going to squish it with stamp mashers. And then I'm going to put a line of yellow. So a small gather of yellow on either side of this little black round paddle. Okay. And then I'm going to squish it with my stamp mashers again. Nice and even, and then I'm going to put yellow on the other side of this black. My watch starts getting mad at me when I'm sitting this long. 2-hour lives make my watch mad. No walking. Okay, here we go. This is a brass paddle. I'm going to flatten that to make another stripe. Okay. And then I'm going to do black on each side of that. Always check to make sure you don't have purple. I mean, you know, because when you have a purple glass and you think it's supposed to be black, then it's gonna look purple, unfortunately. The black is purple, but it's so dark you can't tell. Hello. Hi. How are you today? Matbukan. Yalazakan. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing these right. I'm not even sure I should even say them out loud. I don't want to offend anybody. Okay, melting that in. Other side. How are you doing today? Put Mokatan. Making tiny little bees today, y'all. Tiny little babies. So we put black on the other side of this. Black. Yellow on either side. Hello, Maria. Durban Tolo, what's up? Hello. How are you today, Maria? here. Hi Chunks, what's up? How are you today? Hello Chunks, Maria, and the hot town. Alright. Melting this last little bit. Alright, now I'm going to put yellow at the top, and then I'm going to make the head. And just so you know, my name is Janine Scott. I do lives 2 o'clock torch time with J9, and so that was started 2 hours ago. So whatever time it is where you are right now, I started 2 hours ago, so this is about the time I'll be doing this. So yeah, 2 o'clock torch time with J9, and that's what we're doing. So I work in the studio just about every day, not every day, but most of the time, and I am taking you with me. I don't know that I'll be here tomorrow, but I definitely will be here Tuesday. I might be here tomorrow. We'll see. Actually, it's hard for me to stay away from the torch, to be quite honest with you. Ask Ben. Right, babe? Alright. This last little bit is going to be the head for the bee. So I'll put a lot more black on that than the other ones. Alright, there it is. Melting out the head, and then we're going to add the eyes and the wings, put a little face on them. And after this bee, I'm turning off the camera. 2 hours is my maximum amount of time that I can only stay in one place for that long. I've got to get up and start moving around. Place the eyes, you have to make sure that they're very far apart, because when they melt, like they're very far apart, like right here. When I melt them out, they're going to spread out, and then that'll give it more room, so your eyes don't become a cyclops situation. Eclops. Glue inside the eyes, and then we're going to put one big dot of black in one eye, and one little dot of black in the other eye, because I think that's funny. There we go. Let's see how that went. Go. This guy definitely looks a little out of his mind. There he is. Little guy. Okay. Now I'm gonna give him wings. My lives are usually 2 hours long if I'm on torch. And thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you all hanging out. Feel free to give me a like and a follow. I'd appreciate that too. And if y'all get a chance to check me out again, I will usually here at 2 o'clock for 2 o'clock torch time with Jada. So this is my bee finale with y'all. Here we go. Okay, friends. Here's the last thing for the torch today. There's a little bee. There he is. He's going to go in the kiln. And that was my 2-hour torch time live. Thank you so much for joining me. I am here usually at 2 o'clock. Not every day, but most days. So feel free to subscribe and send me a follow. And thank you so much. And I hope to see you all again. And be Luke Will. I'll see you in a little while. Thanks a lot, y'all. Cheers. Have a great day. We will see you later.